In FH5 Cross Country, if you want to be winning online races and setting competitive times in rivals leaderboards, it is important you know what the best car is depending on the class limits. So I've put together this video of the best car in each class for cross country racing in Forza Horizon 5 2023 edition. Let's get into it. So let's begin with D class as we always do in these videos. For D class, the International Scout 800A is the best car. Some may say that the Reliant Supervan is better, but that thing is almost impossible to drive, so it's really hard to be consistent with. The Scout is so much more predictable and it's still really quick. For C class, it's a similar story. Once again, the International Scout 800A is the best. It's basically the same in every way as to when it's in D class, but just with more power. The stock tyres it's on do make it a bit slidey, but that's to be expected. Now moving on to B class, we're not really moving on because we're sticking with the International Scout 800A, but I promise this is the last we'll see of it. For B class, we see the addition of off-road tyres, which make it much nicer to drive, and of course it gets more power as well. B class is the most dominant class for the Scout. It's the best car at basically every cross-country track, so there should never be a track that you struggle with if you take this online. For A class, I've broken my promise. B class wasn't the last we'll see of the International Scout, but I promise this will be, unless I'm gonna break my promise again. But anyway, for A class, the Scout is more or less just as dominant at every track. It's quite nicely balanced as well, not too oversteery or understeery. You're probably sick of this car now, so let's swiftly move on to S1 class, where it's finally not the International Scout 800A. Instead, it's the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker. The grass is the only thing that comes close to the Bone Shaker in S1 class because it's just so dominant. It is very understeery, unsurprisingly, for a car with front tyres as narrow as this, so it's not the most fun car to drive unless you find understeer fun. For those of you who want to avoid using the Bone Shaker, the Lola T70 Mark IIIB is the best alternative. There are a few tracks where it's actually right up there with the Bone Shaker and possibly capable of beating it. Winning with this definitely feels so much more satisfying than doing so with the Bone Shaker, but just bear in mind that this car is a little on the sketchy side to drive. For S2 class, we have the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR, and this is not the Forza edition. Before you all go and jump into the Forza edition, try to download my tune for the non-Forza edition, and then leave a comment saying my tune is broken. Anyway, the CLK GTR is quite undisputably the best car for S2 class. It's quite nicely balanced in my opinion, which makes it not too hard to drive, although it still isn't easy to drive, but nothing will be when you're taking big jumps at the speed of S2 class cars. Online cross-country races don't exist for S2 class, but this thing will still come in handy for rivals. In X class, it's once again the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR non-Forza edition. This is more or less the same as it is in S2 class, but just with more power. X class rivals and online racing don't exist, so I think Trailblazers and other off-road PR stunts are the only thing that this car actually comes in handy for. But nevertheless, it's still a good car to have. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer all of them. If you found this video useful, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for plenty more Forza Horizon 5 content, and of course, I'll see you in the next video.